The postseason has arrived here in the Rockies franchise, and today we have the National League wildcard game between the Colorado Rockies and the Atlanta Braves. The Rockies host this game after playing in it a year ago in San Diego. They won that game and hope to do the same this year, and if they can, they have another matchup with the Dodgers awaiting them. They'll take on the Braves, who had only one less win than the Rockies this season, and the Rockies won the season series 4-3. This is a Braves team that's added all kinds of offense over the past few years, including Eloy Jimenez, Yoan Moncada from the Chicago White Sox. But of course, you go back to season 1 of this series, and the Trevor Story trade is one of the biggest storylines. And he's played well in Atlanta. Maybe not at a superstar level, but he's been a very good shortstop. The Braves had 4 players hit over 30 home runs and 2 reach 40, with Ronald Acuna Jr. at the very top, leading the team with 44 home runs and a 7.9 WAR. The Rockies, meanwhile, have battled some injuries this year, but have put together one of the best offenses in all of baseball. Rafael Devers led the way for the offense this year, on their way to being top 3 in batting average, runs scored, and home runs. The 2 best home run hitting teams in the National League clash today, with Ian Anderson taking on the Cy Young Award winning Luis Severino. Coming off a career-best season, he will start the wild card as he did last year. He led the National League in strikeouts with 227, went 15-5 this year, and the postseason will get underway with Severino facing the former Rocky Trevor Story. And we're underway. A fastball at 99 clips the inside corner. And a piece of the outside with the slider, quickly ahead, 0-2. Fouled off by Story. 1-2. And he held back. Did not go around, says the umpire. That one just misses low, and Story has battled back. Full count. And inside, Story draws the walk on 7 pitches. Behind him, Steven Duggar, who hit 18 home runs this season. 0-1 from Severino. And there's a slider in there at the knees. He's ahead 0-2 again. That's on the ground. Stopped by Devers. It gets away from him. And safe at first as Bell saved that one from flying into foul territory. The first 2 have reached. And here's the face of the Atlanta Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr. 0-1. Chop to first. Bell quickly to second. Gets the return. That's Severino at first, and that's a double play. Big 2 outs there for Severino. And now it's Eloy Jimenez. Big year for him coming over from the White Sox. A high drive deep to left field. And that ball is gone as the Braves strike first. He just muscled that pitch from the outer part of the plate, 400 plus feet into the left field seats. That's an impressive piece of hitting for Eloy Jimenez, and it's Luis Severino, who doesn't often give up these early inning runs. Yoan Moncada next, goes after it in the dirt. Schaefer to first, and that will complete the top half. But 2-0 Braves. Here is Ian Anderson, giving up just a 1.28 whip this year. And here's Brandon Nimmo to lead off. Wasn't hitting over 300 for most of the year, but finished the season very strong. A little jammed on this fly ball into shallow center. No problem there. Here's another guy who finished the season very strong, Bryan Reynolds. Set to be a free agent after this year. 1-2, and he pops it up. The catcher, Alex Jackson, has it, and that's the first 2 outs. Not the best contact here from the Rockies, and here is the team MVP, Rafael Devers. Big swing coming up empty. On the ground, right into the shift. Taken care of by Ozzie Albies, and a 1-2-3 inning for Ian Anderson. Now you hope that Severino can bounce back from the first inning, and he does pick up a strikeout here of Seth Brown. Here is Alex Jackson with 2 down, skied to center, and Reynolds is right there. It's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Luis Severino. There's an easy case to be made that Josh Bell was the offensive MVP this year, filling in for Rafael Devers and then becoming a full-time starter. 99 RBIs to lead the team this year. 2-2. Drilled into center, right at the center fielder, and that's put away. He recently came off the injured list. It's David Geronimo, who finished the year with 27 home runs. Missed about 6 weeks in the second half of the season. Fouls back a good curveball left up. A battle here against Anderson, and the count now even 2-2. Got him upstairs, chasing the fastball, and that's a 1-2-3 for Anderson. Third inning, again facing Story, right down the middle with a fastball overpowering him, 1-1. A high drive to left. This one's hit a ton, and Story has left the building. A solo for Story in Coors Field, where he really made a name for himself the first 6 years of his career. 450 plus, and you knew it as soon as it left the bat. He got all of that one. It doesn't seem like Severino is as sharp as he tends to be. Threw a couple right over the plate to Story. That one misses low. Falling behind Steven Duggar, and that's a walk. Severino led the majors this year, had the lowest whip. He's not really one to give up a lot of hits or walks. And now, full count to Acuna. He went around. That's strike 3. A big strikeout for Severino. And that leaves the inning up to Eloy Jimenez. 2-1. Late on it, 99 on the outside corner. 2-2. Struck him out. Triple digits, top of the strike zone. But now it's 3-0 Atlanta. And the Rockies offense hasn't done much in the first 2 innings. Little chopper here. Jackson to take care of it. And they retire France. Next it's Trey Turner. And this one runs inside. That hit him. And the Rockies have their first base runner. Severino pops up the bunt, and Turner dives back safely. But he does not advance. Here is Nimmo. There goes Trey. Throw from Jackson, not in time. And Turner's into scoring position. Full count now to Brandon Nimmo. On the ground to the right side. To Anderson. He's there, and the inning is over. Still a 3-0 game. But how deep do you expect Severino to go into a playoff game like this? He's already allowed a couple home runs. Geronimo getting to it. He does make the catch. 60 pitches into the day. Albies underneath it. And again, that pitch was left over the plate. 3-0 as we move on to the bottom of the 4th. It's Bryan Reynolds. In the air, center field. And this one is playable and caught. Devers' second trip to the plate. That misses inside. 2-0. Tried to turn on it. A fastball on the corner. 2-2. Ball 3 on a close call. And now the payoff pitch. Upstairs, and Devers draws the walk. Here is Johnny Schaefer. 2 down with Devers at first. Anderson now, pitch count into the 60s. And Schaefer over the top of that changeup out in front. 2-2. Off the plate, full count. Payoff pitch to Johnny. Fly ball left field, but he's underneath it. And under it is Jimenez to put it away. And the Rockies still have no hits through 4. On to the 5th inning. Jackson, ground ball up the middle, it's into center. They've gotten a hit off Severino again, and now a good bunt by Anderson to put him in scoring position. With 2 down, Steven Duggar flied. That's drifting into foul territory. Geronimo diving, but coming up short. 1-2. On the ground. Here's Devers charging. And got to that first. 5 innings for Luis Severino, recovering from those home runs earlier. And now bottom 5. Geronimo down swinging. There's the curveball from Anderson. Trey Turner missing low. Trey ahead 2-0. That's a fly ball deep left center field. Chasing this one down, Jimenez gets there. And we're through 5, and the Rockies don't have a hit, let alone a run. And we're going to the bullpen now. Severino gave us 5 innings. Wasn't his best start, but it's time for the bullpen to take over. Scott Oberg is in. Full count, Ronald Acuna. Fouled off the changeup. And again fouling off a pitch on the corner. 3-2. And he draws the walk. What an at-bat for Acuna. Jimenez to follow. 2-1. Fouled off. 3-2. And he chased it. Strike 3 on the slider. The Rockies have gotten some timely strikeouts in this start. That's not called apparently. 3-1. That's in there. Another full count. Got him with the changeup, and Oberg puts up a 0. It took everything he had, throwing 29 pitches in the 6th. Meanwhile, this Rockies offense has been ice cold. No hit through 5, and here is Nick Solak coming off the bench. Line drive center field, that'll break up the no-hitter. Solak delivers for the Rockies. And we have a base runner now for Brandon Nimmo in the top of the order. 1-0. Chop to the right side. Albies to second. Nimmo beats out the throw. It's Bryan Reynolds' turn. Skied into center. Coming in. It's an easy play. And with 2 down, Devers. In the air, right center field, but not hit deep. And the Rockies are just not hitting like themselves. They have 1 hit and no runs through 6. As Sir Anthony Dominguez makes an appearance out of the bullpen. Facing Ozzie Albies. There's the fastball clocked at 100. 2-2. Got him! Fastball upstairs again at 100 miles per hour. 2 down, facing the pitcher Anderson. They want to pitch him into the 7th. And he flies out to Reynolds in center. Anderson going as far in this game as they'll let him. 88 pitches in. Here's Bell. Way underneath this one. A towering fly into right. And that's Acuna putting it away. Schaefer behind 0-2. He's out on strikes again. Another good 12-6 curveball from Ian Anderson. And now a drive into right off the bat of Geronimo. Acuna's there. We are through 7, and the Rockies still are not generating any offense. In the 8th inning, Dominguez still in. Flied to right by Story. And Nimmo is there. Alex Colomé comes in to face Acuna. Fouled that one off. Count full. On the ground. Ty France makes the play. And we go bottom 8. Sean Newcomb is coming out. The lefty now facing Ty France. And he leads off the 8th with a walk. The Rockies have to get something going. Here's Trey Turner. On the ground. Quick play at third. Around the horn. Double play. How often will Trey Turner bounce into a double play like that? 2 down in the 8th. The Rockies have 4 outs left in their season. Off the bench to face the lefty, Austin Martin. 2 down. On the ground. Got a curveball up. Couldn't put it in the air. And we're going to the 9th inning. And the Rockies' backs are against the wall. Taylor Rogers comes out. Here's Jimenez. Strike 3. trying to keep this game within reach. 2 down, Seth Brown. Right on the inside corner. 0-1 now. Swung on and missed. 2 strikes. He went around, and that's a strike 3 for Rogers as we go bottom 9. And the Rockies' season depends on them getting at least 3 runs off of Brad Hand, who went 54 of 60 in save opportunities. Lefty, Brandon Nimmo at the plate, 2-0. A fly deep down the right field line, that is well foul. 3-1. On the ground to the second baseman, and that's the first out. Bryan Reynolds is next. He gets ahead 2-0. Looking for a pitch to drive. That's a called strike on the outside. Count goes to 3-1. And he drops in the slider. The count is full. Strike 3 from Reynolds out in front. And we're down to our last out. Here is Rafael Devers to keep the season alive. He walked in the 4th inning. 0-1. Behind it. 0-2 to the Rockies' third baseman. Strike 3, and the season is over. And the Atlanta Braves will advance to the National League Division Series. That is how a season that looked so promising at many points comes to an end. The Rockies get 1 hit, and that's all. Nick Solak, coming off the bench, gave us our only hit of the day. We couldn't do anything. We gave up 4 hits and lost. 2 were home runs. You allow 3, you expect to win the game with an offense like this. But we just couldn't do anything. So many lazy fly balls. We hit 2 line drives in the entire game. I could not believe that. It was either on the ground or a lazy fly ball outside of Solak's line drive and Josh Bell's line out. I shouldn't be able to remember all the line drives, but it was only 2. We didn't strike out a ton. We put the ball in play and didn't do anything when we did. That is a terrible way to end this season. This was supposed to be the year that we went far with this core. We brought in Jake DeGrom. We brought in Corbin Burns. Obviously, DeGrom got hurt, and if he was healthy, he wouldn't have made an impact in this game. But we've gone pretty aggressively in the last couple off seasons to get the team to this point. We have some players getting older, players hitting free agency, and this was the year that everything was building up to. And that's how it ends, unfortunately. I don't like the wild card being 1 game. I love a series against Atlanta. But instead, it's the Tampa Bay Rays who end up going all the way and winning the World Series. The winning pitcher in their final World Series game, Tyler Mahle, the former Red, beats the Reds. And this is the new team to beat. Touki Toussaint is now a World Series champion. And he had a good postseason, and he's actually been turning his career around with the Rays. He put up a much better season than he ever has this year. He was a 1.6 WAR player. I think you'll take that. I believe that was Touki Toussaint for Xavier Edwards. That was the trade. I can't believe this is how it ends. I have loved playing with this team. We've had so many big games, and when everything's on the line, we come out with a game like this. But unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes, and that's what you risk when you don't take care of winning your division. We couldn't compete this year for the long haul, and there's a lot of work to do. We now have a lot of players set to hit free agency, including Jake DeGrom, Andrew Heaney, Josh Bell, Jose Alvarado, Ty France. I've been thinking about who I am prioritizing in free agency. And by the way, I ain't taking a break from this series. Maybe if I start doing a Madden franchise, I start to slow down the pacing of the episodes and maybe do larger episodes a couple times a month. But we ain't taking a break. Off-season's coming this weekend. We're doing it live this time. And I have a few plans in mind. This era that we've been in was what I would call like the free agent era, because all we did was build a team through free agency. There were a couple players from the initial roster, a couple players who have panned out, Geronimo and Schaefer, but the team was largely built through free agency. And this next era that we're about to transition into is going to be more of a homegrown era, because we have players ready to come up. A lot of them have been on the cusp of making their major league debut. In the case of guys like Michael Wilkerson, we've already seen them. There are a lot of players that I still want to keep around, and I'm going to prioritize Nick Solak. I like the way he played this year, and he can fill a lot of spots, play anywhere essentially. I'm also hoping to re-sign Josh Bell, but I do think that we're going to be letting Ty France and Brian Reynolds walk. We have a lot of outfield depth, and these players need some more playing time, so I'm comfortable moving on from Reynolds, and I think that Solak could be the starting second baseman next year. I'm hoping that we still have some money left over to go after some pitching. This is the rotation looking ahead to next year. Yanni Chirinos is a free agent, so only 3 spots are really filled. 4 if you say Wilkerson joins the rotation full time. So could we look in free agency for some more additions? Perhaps. Maybe there's a guy in the desert that could be on our radar. We'll have to see. I think the team is still in a good position to continue competing, but we're going to need to continue investing in starting pitching and the bullpen if we're to compete for a division title. I think that we're going to spend a little less money next year on position players and a bit more on the pitching. There are even a couple players that I would not be against trading. I think I would consider a Trey Turner deal, and I would consider a younger player with upside still like an Austin Martin. I think that Xavier Edwards could potentially start. There's Jacob Pearson, Zach Veen in the outfield. So we're going to find some pitching. I know today's failure was down to the offense, but I know what it's going to take for us to be competitive with the LA Dodgers. But that unfortunately ends our season, and we have to start the grind all over again. I am planning to do the off-season either Friday or Saturday. I will try to post that early so you know what time it's going to be, but that'll come your way later this week as we look ahead to the next season of the Rockies franchise. Please leave a like if you're enjoying the series and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Have a great day.